gatherers and then completely forget about the gathering part. Look, no civilization throughout history only ate meat. There was zero carnivores. In fact, in most societies, carbs were the main food source. Eating only meat is gonna leave you with a barely functional metabolism and the cortisol levels of an MK Ultra victim. Eat some fucking carbs.
This dude got a lot of things wrong, so let's just break it down point by point. First things first, the reason why people yammer on about how it's changed their life so much is because the carnivore diet has actually changed their life. You see these stories of people actually reversing their autoimmunity, losing a bunch of weight, reversing their type 2 diabetes, or countless other inflammatory conditions when seemingly nothing else would work, but the carnivore diet did. I mean, you can just check out something like Rivero.com and just see the countless testimonials of people who've changed their life. And the next point he made was about hunter-gatherers. And the reason why a lot of people don't talk about the gathering part is because it's almost irrelevant. But there are certain tribes that do get a lot of their food from gathering, but that's because they don't have meat available. And I can almost promise you those tribes that gather a lot aren't as healthy as tribes that eat a lot more meat. If you think back to ancestral times, what are you going to gather during the Ice Age, bro? Nothing. You're not. You're not going to find an orange back then because they didn't exist. You're not going to find a classic potato back then because they didn't exist. You're going to find super small, somewhat bitter, like toxic little vegetables that maybe you can get a little bit of nutrition from. It's so inefficient. Why would you ever do that whenever you have a mammoth available that could feed you and your tribe for months on end? Moving on to the civilizations point that he made, he was right that most civilizations did consume a ton of carbs, but that doesn't mean that they were healthier or that it's a good idea to consume a bunch of carbs for our diet. For example, if you look at something like the Egyptians, that you could see in their statues that they had gynecomastia, that they had obesity, that they were fat. That isn't necessarily a gleaming token of health. It just means that they were surviving off of grains. Also, if you look at the fossil record, we got shorter. Our bones got more brittle. We had more lesions on our bones, signaling more disease. We got sicker, smaller, weaker, smaller brains because we switched to agriculture. Yes, that could support more people. That doesn't mean that we were healthier doing it. Also, something he did get wrong about this is that there have been civilizations and currently are civilizations that are carnivore. The Mongols, for example, were carnivore. They, I don't know, conquered majority of Asia and almost into Europe as well. Those guys were carnivore. That's a civilization. And there are civilizations now, like the Inuit, that exclusively eat seals and fish. What else are you going to eat in the Arctic, bro? Nothing. You're not. So I hope that breaks it down. If you like these type of videos, you should follow me. Yeah.